Arctic, the top of the world, is increasingly becoming the new focus of military buildup by the global powers. This is Russian Nagurskaya Airfield on the Alexandra land island of Franz Josef Archipelago in the Arctic. The northernmost outpost of Russia was upgraded with advanced technological infrastructure last year. These developments were also shown to the world when special access to the base to Western media was granted last year. Representatives of the renowned Western media houses were taken to the airbase through heavy airlifter IL-76. Landing of IL-76 airlifter at this remote part of Arctic in itself was a symbol of growing military ambitions of Russia in the region. The gigantic new technology constructions at the base and installed air defense missile systems not only amazed the NATO nations but also created a source of discomfort and concern for United States. Situated at 600 miles south of geographic North Pole and built in 1950s, Nagurskaya Air Base had remained just a runway, a communication post and a weather station during the Cold War. With temperature below -42°C, it was a home for polar bears only. However, by hosting a Russian flag on the Arctic bed by deep sea divers in 2007, Russia demonstrated its ambitious plans for the region. In 2017, the global audience was surprised when it was revealed that Russian President Vladimir Putin commissioned a new all-season runway at the Nagurskaya Air Base. Later on, the runway was further extended to 3,500 meters, enabling the base to accommodate all type of military aircrafts including the Russian strategic bomber Tu-95 and heavy airlifters IL-76. Russia's growing footprints in the Arctic are powered by three main motives: to have advantageous military positions against NATO, to control and influence 3470-mile northern sea route along Russia's Arctic coast, and to cultivate benefits from unexploited oil and gas reserves of the Arctic. Let's look deep into these fruits of Arctic. Militarily, location of Nagurskaya Airfield is ideal for Russia to keep an eye on NATO nations and on United States. If we look at a globe, the shortest route for missiles between USA and Russia is not over the Atlantic, it is over the Arctic. The Nagurskaya base is around 160 miles east of Norway, which is NATO nation. The Russian Bastion P coastal defense missile system deployed at the Nagurskaya can engage a target at the distance of more than 200 miles. The surveillance radars installed at the base are capable to keep an eye on the NATO aircrafts. The Russian Northern Fleet can also rely on the logistics support provided through this base. Earlier, Russian military conducted drills at airfield with ground troops and MiG-31 fighters flying over the North Pole. The exercise also featured 3 nuclear submarines smashing through the Arctic ice. Russian Arctic buildup has also guaranteed the security of Kola Peninsula, home to 7 of the Russian Navy's 11 ballistic missile submarines, which are key to its second strike capabilities. Russia's Northern Fleet has recently been further strengthened by adding more ships, submarines, air defense systems, fighter jets, missile systems and intelligence assets. Russia has also deployed next-generation weapons at Nagurskaya base like Sakhan, an anti-ship hypersonic cruise missile system, and the Poseidon, a torpedo which Russians call a super weapon. Poseidon unmanned torpedo, operated by a nuclear reactor, is designed to hit the target without being spotted by radars. During the last decade, Russia commissioned the Arctic Command, 4 brigades, 14 airfields, 16 seaports and a huge fleet of more than 40 icebreakers. Around 11 icebreakers are currently in development. In comparison, the U.S. Coast Guard has only 2 aging operational icebreakers. Unprecedented Russian military buildup in the Arctic is noted with concern by USA and allied nations. Struggling to match Russia, US could only manage to send B-1 bombers to Norway earlier this year. A US nuclear submarine has also been spotted at Norwegian port. Similar show of force had been made by US in the past as well when a US aircraft carrier sailed into Arctic as part of NATO drills in 2018. The U.S. Thule Air Base, which is situated in Greenland about 750 miles north of Arctic Circle, has also been upgraded. The FPS-132 radar installed at the base is capable to detect intercontinental ballistic missiles fired at the U.S. territory. Similar type of early warning station of USA is also situated at Fylingdales Moor in Great Britain. However, what worries Pentagon is that Moscow's two 160 bombers, now deployed at Nagurskaya Airfield, are fitted with Kh-101 nuclear-capable long-range stealth cruise missiles which can easily target American early warning stations of Thule and Fylingdales Moor undetected. If this happens, USA will not be able to detect any ICBM flying towards USA through Arctic unless it reaches the U.S. soil. Second motive behind the Russian military buildup in the Arctic is to control 3470-mile northern sea route stretched from Norway to Alaska along Russia's Arctic coast. The Arctic region has been warming at least twice as fast as the planet as a whole. With the sea ice now thinner and disappearing sooner in the spring, several nations have eyes on the natural resources and shorter route for commercial ships. A tanker carrying liquefied natural gas from northern Russia to China has recently tested the shorter northern sea route for the very first time with the help of icebreaker. The route cut the shipping time by nearly half. Russia considers the northern sea route as its national transport corridor and is desirous to implement Moscow authorization requirement for foreign vessels to navigate along it. Almost entire NSR run through Russian territorial waters or exclusive economic zone. Russia has also declared its intentions to introduce procedures for foreign ships and assign Russian pilots for guidance along the route. Russia has also expanded facilities across the polar region along with deployment of extensive defense assets. A Russian base in similar trefoil shape like Nagurskaya Airfield is also situated on Kotelny Island, between Laptev Sea and East Siberian Sea, on eastern end of shipping route. Same is equipped with missiles and surveillance systems. With only 2 operational icebreakers against 40 icebreakers of Russia, USA is unable to exploit northern sea route in comparison to Russia. The last and most important motive of Russian military might in Arctic is to grasp estimated 1/3 of world's undiscovered oil and gas reserves located in the icy region. About 53% of the coastline of Arctic is Russian territory. Earlier this year, Russia has submitted 2 new addendums in UN to seek an expansion in its exclusive economic zone till 350 nautical miles of the Arctic sea shelf. Russian President Vladimir Putin has cited estimates that put the value of Arctic minerals riches at $30 trillion US dollars. With the help China, Russia has already installed a natural gas shipping facility in Yamal Peninsula in northern Russia. Russian influence over Arctic Council, a high-level group of 8 nations bordering the northern polar region, will further boost Putin's dream of rising Russia. On the opposite side, NATO countries like USA, Canada, Denmark and Norway are also striving to get a bigger share of resources and shipping routes offered by shrinking ice of Arctic. Surprisingly, China is another player in the Arctic. In 2018, China declared itself a near-Arctic state. Chinese claim was then rejected by United States by stating that with distance of 900 miles away from Arctic, China is not near Arctic. The unparalleled advantages of strong military foothold in Arctic will make the icy region another flashpoint between world powers. Please like, share and subscribe for more updates.